Hi everyone, this is Miss Tran. This is going to be your example exam question for question number 8. There are only 8 questions on your test. However, there are many steps to it, which is why there are only 8 questions. So you need to be able to do this question on your own. So try it with me. We have came to the conclusion that in the lab, so a reaction between 62.35 grams of aluminum metal and 52.68 grams of oxygen gas occurred in the lab that produced 88.5 grams of solid aluminum oxide. 88.5 is going to be considered your actual yield because this is in the lab, which means your reactants is going to be your given, are going to be your given. The question is, what is the percent yield of solid aluminum oxide? So we have this equation, actual over theoretical, for percent yield. Remember that your products, in this case aluminum oxide, is going to be Al2O3. So our given is going to be 62.35 grams of aluminum and 52.68 grams of oxygen gas. So I'm in my 5th period right now. So 5th period, what is my find? What am I trying to find?
Aluminum oxide.
Aluminum oxide. So I'm trying to find aluminum oxide, and give it a second. It'll update. So I'm finding grams of aluminum oxide. So Alan, how did you know to find grams of aluminum oxide? How'd you know that?
Because it says it in the question.
Says it in the question. All right, that's definitely something. I can actually turn on the video so I can put you in the video, but no, I didn't. I would decide not to do that. Okay, so your find is going to be grams of aluminum oxide. And also another hint is because your actual yield is also in grams of aluminum oxide. Okay, so there's many things here, but I already know that because I'm given 2 givens, how many T-charts do I need to set up? 2. Okay. And I know that from these T-charts, I'm gonna be able to figure out what my theoretical yield is going to be. So I'm gonna write, use this to find the theoretical yield, just like how we did yesterday. Okay, and I'll just go back to yesterday's concept to just remind y'all what was so important about yesterday. Okay, so this is going to be our limiting reactant problems. We need to find which one is going to be the limiting reactant, and we were able to determine after doing our calculations which one was going to be my limiting reactant in my equation, where I have 2 reactants, based on how much of a specific product they produce. So the goal of both of these is to find the same thing, grams of whatever product. So I was able to determine that between these 2 numbers, this is going to be my theoretical yield. Why is 4.72 and not 19.15 my theoretical? It's the smallest number. So this is the smallest number, which means I only have enough ingredients to make this much water. I will not get 19 grams of water because I definitely don't have enough of my limiting, hence the term limiting. Okay, so this is limiting, everything else is in excess. I will have leftovers of this. So this is my theoretical yield after doing these calculations. I can take this and put this into my percent yield. However, that is not going to be the problem that we're dealing with today. This is an example. And let's just go to percent yield. Reminding y'all of what we did yesterday. We have our percent yield calculation over here. we were able to determine, yes, 4.72 is my theoretical. My actual is 3.96, which was given to me. I put actual over theoretical, multiply by 100, and that's my answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our problem. So on my problem, I've set y'all up so that you can do this. When you are doing this problem, everyone, and I'll let y'all have time to do this, answer me this. Do I have a balanced reaction? Rusan, you said no. Why?
Well, the balanced reaction doesn't like everything have to be equal.
That is true, but how do we know that? What's an indicator? Alan, what's up?
The number.
The coefficient.
The coefficients. There's no big numbers, right? There's no big numbers. Audible gasp. So there is no big numbers. Therefore, I can't fill this in yet. What do I have to do, everyone? I have to balance it. So I need to use the candy bag method to balance, or the math method, balance the reaction. And then from there, I'm going to be able to find the coefficients. Remember, molar mass, what do you use to find the molar mass? Periodic table. Okay, don't forget, multiply first, then add your masses. And then once you do that, remember, you're using two separate charts. So these two separate charts, my given up here is going to be going over here. However, question, do I place both of these numbers in the same chart?
No.
No, I put it in different. Okay, so I set you up with this 52.68 grams of O2. Remind me, what are we trying to find again? Grams of aluminum oxide, yes, Al2O3. And then make sure you're using your strategies, copy paste, mass ratio mass. Make sure that you know the difference between the two. And then once you figure that out, you'll be able to find the percent yield. All right, everyone, that is all. I'll let y'all work on this, and then I'll come back with a YouTube video later on my own for the solution.